All right, welcome back.
For a place to have a good time and unwind.
I'm looking for a good place to unwind. Go to Chef Carl's Roadhouse. Welcome back to the Good Morning Show.
Carl.
We are live in the studio. Welcome back. Happy New Year to everybody. It's our first show of 2017. Very exciting. And I'm joined by two very special guests. Long-term friend, I would say at this point, right?
Yeah.
Hannah Davis is joining us. Welcome.
Hi, good to be here.
And also, you have a trainer with you
Yes.
as well. Would you like to introduce her?
Yes, this is one of my amazing personal trainers at the studio, Patty Lauren Turpin.
Very nice to meet you, Patty.
Thank you for
Welcome
having
to the
us.
show. So today we are talking about, of course, it's the new year, and everyone's talking about being fit and getting their New Year's resolution, which is always to maybe drop a few pounds before summer, get their beach body going. So we thought, who better than to ask than Hannah Davis to come in and tell us about what people can do to get their New Year's resolution off on the right foot. So is this kind of like is that like a stereotype where everyone just wants to get fit for January and they forget about it by February, or is this something that people can really do some simple things just to really keep themselves, or at least get themselves started on the right track? What is your opinion? You see this all the time.
Yes, so it is super common to make a fitness New Year's resolution. People want to get healthy, a fresh start. They want to get into the gym, start eating healthier. And January is a big month for that. February is a big month for that. And then usually by March, everybody kind of falls back off the wagon. So hopefully today I can give you guys some really good tips for how to truly reach those fitness New Year's resolutions.
Nice. And
And everyone can use
Right.
fitness in their life.
Absolutely. I mean, we are, unfortunately becoming more unhealthy as a nation. So it's our mission to continue to try to change that.
And the best way to start is actually just to actually start, I guess,
To
and start to
start.
do something. And now, if you've never been a very active person, you never really had a fitness routine, how hard is it really to get started? Are there simple things that you can do? I mean, how easy is it to get started? I mean, because it's kind of like when you've never done it before, you're looking at like an elephant, like how do I eat this elephant? The kind of one bite at a time kind of thing. How do you get started?
Exactly. So I think probably the biggest reason people fall off that New Year's resolution wagon is because they just sprint out of the gate and they just, want to go 100 miles an hour and do everything at once. And that's a bit overwhelming. So we need to figure out how to break that big goal down into small, more achievable goals and really realize that this is a marathon, not a sprint. So we are going to show you a little bit later in the segment. Patty is going to demonstrate some easy exercises, just 2 exercises that if you just start doing those, you will start to get stronger and tone up. And it's just 2 things you have to do. And once you feel comfortable doing those 2 exercises, learn another exercise and add that into the circuit. So you really just want to break your major fitness goal down into just smaller, more achievable goals. And that's going to help you actually get results this year.
I heard some good advice on the way to the studio this morning, taking New Year's resolutions one day at a time. And I'm sure fitness would fall into that category. I mean, you've got a big goal, your end result, but at the same time, just one day at a time, sticking to it.
Absolutely. That's what I tell my clients. It really is one day at a time. Trust the process. You're not going to lose 50 pounds in a week, 2 weeks, or even a month, not helpfully anyway. So again, realizing it's a marathon, not a sprint, and really focus on the day that's ahead of you and tackling that day. And if you make a few mistakes that day, all is not lost. Just pick back up the next day and remember that it's a marathon.
Right.
You hear that, Bryce?
Marathon.
Taking
Marathon.
notes.
I sure am.
He already has all the notes.
Right.
Well, sometimes it's just such an effort, you kind of start out, but then it's like, oh, it's raining, it's dreary, it's cold, I don't want to go out, I don't want to, I
We
don't
can
want
all
to
find
hurt.
excuses. Yep.
Yes.
It's true. Yeah, there's a million excuses, but honestly, one thing that will help you avoid falling into those excuses is if you actually make a plan and you write it down. So, you know, if you actually wrote down, you know, from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., go to the gym, you are way more likely to go to the gym, even if it's raining outside, even if it's cold and snowy outside, because it's actually in your plan for the day. It's in your schedule. So that's
Right.
another major tip I can offer you to actually reach your fitness goals.
Nice.
And I do want to mention that Hannah is in this month's Self magazine as a contributor.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we're
Also
excited
talking
about
fitness.
that.
Do
goals.
tell more.
Yeah, so just I think it's page 61. So it's part of a bigger article on how to achieve your intentions for the year. They use the words intentions. We often use the word fitness goals, but the word intention is actually very powerful in itself, and maybe just that small adjustment of thinking and
Right.
word usage will actually mean something a little bit more
Kinda
to you.
Adds more of a personal element to it.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
So that's the January issue?
That's the January issue. It's on stands right now.
Very cool. And just so the audience understands, this is not something that's new to you. Do you want to kind of briefly give your fitness background? Because if they haven't seen you on one of our other shows, or they haven't seen you on at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. Monday through Friday on WTMB, tell folks how you got to Cleveland and kind of and tell me about Body by Hannah.
Yeah, so I have been a fitness professional, actually training other people for about 10 years now, and I started in New York after moving to New York from North Carolina right out of college, and I started actually with a desk job, 9 to 5 kind of high stressful job. And I'd always been into fitness and nutrition, and realized that when I didn't get the time to focus on fitness and nutrition, then I started, you know, just reaching very unhealthy levels of anxiety. And so I just kind of had this eureka moment that I needed to do something with my life that was going to help other people improve their quality of life. And one thing that always came very easy to me was the body, understanding how the body works and how it moves, and I understood fitness. So I decided to go to school for it, and I've been training ever since. I've been fortunate enough to be seen as one of the top experts in New York, and have been featured in many national publications like Women's Health Magazine, Fitness Magazine. I was on the Fitness Advisory Board for Cosmopolitan Magazine, Self, and
I saw you on Yahoo randomly one day.
Yes, I've been
I was
on
just
Yahoo.
randomly. I was like, wait a second, I know her.
Yes.
That was front page too. I was,
Yeah,
very
good,
cool.
awesome. So yeah, Yahoo Health and many other things. And Lee University brought us down here. My husband got a job, and I was kind of excited to make the move. I knew it was going to be different, but it's been really great. We love Cleveland. I love the fact that I got to open my very own studio here. It's downtown Cleveland, right on the corner of Central and Ocoee. And as I've expanded over the past 3 years, I've been able to add some amazing trainers to the roster. It's very important to me to have amazing trainers. It is my brand and my reputation. So if you do come train with us at the studio, you know that you're really going to get that personal program design, that personal attention that's really focused on getting your fitness results. And we work with all kinds of clients with different limitations and past and previous injuries. So we have a lot of experience working with so many different bodies.
And different intentions.
And different
Yes.
intentions, yes, lots of goals. We love helping our clients pick goals and reach them.
Yeah.
So.
Nice. And Patty,
Yes.
your background a little bit. How'd you meet Hannah?
It's interesting. I was a full-time employee at Lee University, and Hannah was teaching a fitness class during lunchtime, and I had a girlfriend who tried to get me to go for months to this class, and she kept talking about this Hannah girl. And so finally I went, and I kept going back week after week. And then just a course of events, I lost a lot of weight, and I started personal training at Hannah's studio. And then probably less than a year after I started as a client, I ended up getting my certification to be a trainer myself.
Nice.
And then last January started shadowing Hannah and being in the studio. And then I actually just made the jump into full-time personal training the past few months ago and left my full-time job, and now I'm a full-time personal trainer. It's awesome.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's great.
Love it.
Yeah, and Patty has like a major transformation story herself. And what's your biggest tip for how to actually reach that New Year's resolution? What was like really just probably the most important thing for you?
Gosh, what you were talking about, just the one day at a time. Because I just made the one day decision, I'm going to go work out today. And then the next day I was like, I'm going to do it today too. And I just kept going every day. And like Hannah said, there were lots of times that I had little slip ups during the day, and that could have deterred me. But I just, knew that it was a minor setback and that the next day was a brand new day to do it all over again. And that was the way I reached my goal, was just taking it one day at a time and not being too hard on myself for those slip ups.
Nice.
Encouraging.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly, I think, the mindset. People who are not used to working out need to adopt.
Yeah, and it's it can be intimidating, but if you have the goal set in mind, and like she said, making a plan, it makes it so much easier.
Very cool.
I can't imagine a transformation with Patty, because she is just so thin and fit, and
I wish we had the picture.
You have before and afters.
We do. Maybe
Maybe-
after the
maybe during the break we'll sort
find
through.
that and we can put that on the screen.
Oh.
Yeah.
If that's okay with Patty.
Oh, I don't care. Sure.
Hey, there you
She
go.
puts it out there
Right
on
on.
Instagram
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
You
it's
guys
good.
are on
because
Instagram.
Patty's going to do the demo
Yeah.
for us too.
No,
So
Yeah.
you
no,
can-
I was told Bryce was going to do it.
Bryce, she's going to show Bryce how to do it.
This is Steve Rand. This is my place.
All right, welcome back to the Good Morning Show. We are live in the studio, and we're also Facebook living at, I believe it's Facebook at Body by Hannah, correct?
Yes.
Facebook.com,
Yes.
Body by Hannah. So without further ado, let me turn it over to the one and only Hannah Davis.
Hey guys, so I'm going to share with you 2 very simple body weight exercises that you can do at home to get you started, to get you stronger in 2017. So if you haven't been doing any kind of strength training, it's so important that you start to build muscle. That's going to increase your resting metabolic rate so that you burn more calories at rest. So Patty, my amazing trainer,
Hey, guys.
is here, and she's going to demonstrate these 2 full body exercises. The first exercise we're going to do is a push-up with a T-spine rotation. This is going to work your core, your chest, your arms, and your back. So you get that whole upper body work with this one move. We're going to use a higher surface. You can even make it easier by using your countertop to start, and then move your weight down to a coffee table and then down to the floor to make it hardest. So Patty, set up into a plank position. She's going to make sure that her chest is right in between her hands here, and she'll slowly lower herself down to the table. Notice she's got this nice straight line here, and when she pushes back up, she's going to open up into a T-spine rotation. Let her feet open up, hips open up, come back to that plank position, and over to the other side. Hopefully this table is stable. Make sure your table is nice and stable. Good. Do one more for us, Patty. Notice her core stays nice and tight. She's got no arch in her back. Open up for that T-spine rotation. And other side, T-spine rotation. Perfect. Good job. So that's super easy. You can do that on a countertop, like I said, or even against a wall if the countertop is too low for you. From there, you're going to go through squats. Basic squats. Now the easiest thing for you to do is to find a chair. You can make sure your feet are parallel, or actually if it's even more comfortable, you can open up and take a little bit of a wider stance, kind of whatever squat position is comfortable for you. You just want to make sure that your knees are going to always track in the direction that your toes, your big toe is going. So the easiest variation is just to sit down to the chair and stand back up. Good. Do 2 more of those.
Okay.
Sit down, stand up. Now, if we want to make this a little bit harder, Patty is going to squat and she'll just tap the chair and come right back up. tap, and right back up. That way we're going to keep the glutes fired up. Also notice that Patty doesn't let her heels come off the floor. So she pushes through the heels, her knees don't travel over the toes, and that looks like a gorgeous squat. To make these a little bit harder and to engage the core a little bit more, Patty's going to bring the hands behind her head, go ahead and do a few more squats, tap and back up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, Patty. So now she's getting a little bit of those back muscles engaged, those postural muscles to keep your shoulders back nice and strong. To make this one a little bit harder, Patty can raise her arms straight up overhead. Tap and come back up. Again, this is going to work your core more when you do that. Good. Once you've mastered that, get rid of that chair and try to squat to something a little bit lower. If your knees bother you, and sometimes people will say that, you probably need some foam rolling. That's for a different segment. But you can also do glute bridges. That's your alternative to doing squats. So Patty's going to demonstrate glute bridges. Then lie back on the floor. And she's going to make sure her heels are about in line with her fingertips. So can you touch your heels, Patty? Perfect. You're going to make sure that your knees don't cave in. And slowly, vertebra by vertebra, Patty's going to lift her hips up off the ground until the shoulder is in line with the hips and it's in line with the knee. So she's got this nice strong line. She's squeezing the glutes together. That's your booty, squeezing the booty together. Slowly roll back down, tap the ground, and come right back up. So you'll do a few more reps of those. Awesome. You can come up, Patty. So those are the 2 exercises. You can start with repetitions of 5, move up to 8, move up to 10, and that's how you're going to progress. But you want to do 2 to 3 rounds on up to even 5 rounds of this exercise. If you can do that 2 to 3 times a week, I promise you will notice yourself getting stronger week by week.
Sure.
So
Nice.
that's what I have for you.
And I am exhausted. Oh my gosh.
Just watching.
I need to take a break. All right, so we will actually take a quick break, and we will come back, and we will have Hannah and Patty talk a little bit more about fitness and then also their history and personal training. So we will take a quick break, and we will be right back. All right, we are back live in the studio. Holy moly. There
Did
we
you catch
go.
your breath, Jay?
I know
Yes,
we all had to
I
get
had
water.
I had to take a breather real quick because that workout had me spent. So we are back live in the studio now. It is the Good Morning Show. I'm joined by Wendy Benton, Mr. Bryce Gibson, and also Hannah and Patty. And we just did a simple workout that you can do at home.
Yes.
And we were talking before we went to break about the setting goals and realistic expectations, and then also seeing it through. And then we were talking about Patty and her story, and she also, did you get a chance to?
Got it.
Okay, so if you want to pull that picture up real quick, let's just show everybody Patty's transformation.
Look at that.
So do you want to tell us the years, the difference between the years here?
Um,
What year were we at on the
I
left-hand
think
side?
the left was 2012.
Okay.
And then this one on the right was from this year. Well,
Nice.
from 2016 now. But most of that transformation was between beginning of 2015 and the end of 2015.
Nice. And what triggered everything for you? What said, I want to make a change, I want to do something different, and what led to the transformation?
I think I had so many times, where I had started to make changes, whether it be, a New Year's resolution, or I just wanted to, do a diet and lose some weight. And then I would do it, or I would run for a little bit, or I would go to the gym for a little while, but I was never consistent. And I think a lot of it was I just wasn't ready to make the commitment to do it every day and to make all of the changes that are necessary to make such a big lifestyle change, because it really is a lifestyle change. It just can't be something that you do here and there. It has to be something that you commit to doing on a daily basis, nutrition, working out. And I think I was just sad with where I was, and I knew I had to make some bigger changes, and I was just finally at a place where I was ready. And that's when I came to the studio to get a personal trainer. Because I knew I couldn't do everything on my own. The gym is
Right.
intimidating, you know? I
Right.
mean, you go in there and you feel like,
A lot of people, a lot of machines, a lot
yeah,
of
you're
weights.
going to
Like,
do
where
the
do I
wrong
start?
thing, or, you know,
Right.
somebody's watching you. And then once I got to where I was confident and comfortable enough to know the basics, you know, just squat basic and a push-up basic, then I could kind of go in there and I had a little bit of knowledge where I was like, okay, you know, I kind of know what I'm doing, and I just built upon that. So it was just those little baby steps.
Right. And one of the things that, and I'll put that back up there again. So this is 2016 on the right.
Yeah.
Okay. So 4 years, roughly.
Yeah, but
give or take.
Most of it was in a year, you know,
Okay.
the biggest part.
So really,
but
you
it's
could
a
say,
journey.
yeah. Once you actually made the decision, I mean, a year isn't, in the grand scheme of things, really isn't that long if you think of your overall long-term, lifetime personal
Yeah,
health.
how much
Yeah.
did you lose
So-
in a year?
Yeah.
I lost 40 pounds.
40 pounds in a year.
Yeah.
Wow, that's what's the average of that? Was that that's a lot. That's a lot per month.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not that. That's about the right amount per month
If you're consistent.
if you're consistent.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
And obviously, it was a lifestyle change. And what did you eat? Like during this, like, how did you change your eating habits?
Well, I mean, I went from, you know, I lived by myself, and I decided, you know, like every night I would do like pasta, or, you know, I worked a lot, and so I just made like things that were easy and not healthy at all. I wouldn't eat breakfast. I drank a lot of sweet tea. I drank a lot of soda during the day at work. And so I cut all of that out. I just started drinking water. I made sure I was eating a good, healthy, fulfilling breakfast in the morning. So eggs, oatmeal, you know, I'd eat some fruit. And then for lunch or dinner, I would have salads or a sandwich with, you know, lettuce and tomato. So I didn't completely like cut everything out that I loved. And it wasn't like I was just eating, you know, rabbit food. But I was eating the nutrient-dense food that was going to keep me full and give me the energy and the fuel I needed to get through my workout and to get through the day. And I can't tell you the difference it made sitting at a desk job, and the concentration, how much that improved by cutting out the sodas and the, you know, the bad carbs and the sugary sweets that are always laying around, you know, office environments. That made a huge difference with my concentration. But the nutrition was a huge part of it for me, as I completely had to change that. And I still drank and ate things that I enjoyed from time to time, but, you know, in moderation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the other thing with New Year's resolutions, dieting. You know, not just getting fit, but, oh, I've got to go on a diet.
Yeah.
And when you have that mindset, to me, it's always self-defeating, because if you eat this way for years and years and years and years, and all of a sudden I'm going to stop eating that way, the bad way, and change to this diet, I just think that you're going to fail.
Yeah.
It's a mindset, as opposed to, let me just incorporate some healthy things into my diet, and, you know, like you said, one day at a time, you know, change the bad things that I eat so much of, maybe do it less of.
Right. The word diet gets a really bad rap because we use it, and immediately when someone says diet, you think restriction. And it shouldn't mean changing your diet or going on a diet shouldn't mean that. It really should just mean adjusting the way you eat, changing the way you eat. Still eat. Please eat. You need to eat to have energy, to build muscle, for brain function. But you have to change the quality of what you eat. That's all.
Right.
Keep eating.
Now, is that something you incorporate into your exercise program?
Absolutely. And one thing that I'd really wanted to mention, because I showed those 2 easy exercises, I'm running a 21-day challenge that starts January 9th. And it's a virtual challenge, which means that you can do it, anybody can do it. All you need is a smartphone or a computer. And the focus of the challenge is really not sprinting out of the gate, but doing one small thing each week, actually. So there aren't that many workouts in the week. There aren't that many exercises in the workout, but it's a small workout and one dietary change a week for you to make that will start to improve your health and will help you along this journey to really make some lasting changes. And that you can find out more information about it's called the Operation Strong Challenge, and you can find that information on my Facebook, on my website at bodybyhannah.com, facebook.com/bodybyhannah, or on my Instagram at bodybyhannah. And it's basically me coaching you, me training you for 21 days virtually, and it's a steal of a deal. So please check that out if you're just looking to make a change this year. It's really meant for beginners. So
You got to start somewhere.
yeah.
Right. And one question that I do have is because I hear this when I talk to people about this subject all the time. How much some people just think, "Oh, I'll just change the way I eat and I won't exercise." Is that a good idea, but not really something that can? Because if I just change what I eat and I'll just cut out all the bad stuff, I don't really have to work out because I don't have time. Is that going to work, or is that?
That will absolutely help you lose weight.
Right.
Yes, do it. Exercise is the icing on the cake. Exercise is what's going to make your body function better, look strong, look more toned. Your nutrition is what's ultimately going to create that weight loss. And then exercise will help you maintain that weight loss. So it is more effective. Studies show time after time that it's way more effective when you integrate the two. But absolutely making those dietary changes are probably more effective for your health and keeping you out of the doctor's office and all of that.
Bryce, do you have any questions?
I don't think so. I had them all written down before we started, and most of them were answered.
Yeah, we went through them all. Wendy?
He's good. Well, I'm excited to do the challenge, the
Yes.
21-day challenge.
So check that challenge out. I want to tell you about a few more things if I can, if I have just
Yeah, go
another
ahead.
Yes.
minute. We have another option of working out with people. Accountability definitely brings a lot to the table. It helps you be more effective in reaching those goals. We do offer a few classes at the studio. Patty teaches a Body Fit class Tuesday mornings at 6 a.m. for you early birds. And then I teach one Thursday nights at 6:15 and Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. And we also have a yoga instructor that teaches yin yoga. Her name is Elise, and she teaches Monday nights at 6 p.m. So that's an option if personal training just isn't quite in your budget. And then the final thing I want to tell you guys about, I need to put this out there, is that I'm hosting a fitness retreat in Cayman Brac in the Cayman Islands,
What?
February
Wow.
2nd through 7th. So this is going to be 5 nights, 6 days of total wellness, workouts every day, organic foods, farm and seed to table meals, each meal, active excursions. It's going to be amazing. So that's on my website at bodybyhannah.com. Check that out. Join me in the Cayman Islands. It's also my goal to get you ready for the Cayman Islands before we actually get there. So if you do sign up for the trip, then you're going to also get a pre-plan for making sure that you're really ready to go full force into this trip, because it is intense.
Nobody wants to go to the Caymans and look silly. We got to be ready before we go.
That's right.
Jay, are you paying for
Got to
all
be ready
this to
for those
go?
beach workouts. Yeah, WTMB.
I'm sorry,
is
my
paying.
headphones cut out. What'd you say? I didn't hear what you said.
Bryce and I are there. If you're, yes.
The Cayman Islands? Yeah, I'll be in the Cayman Islands, but working out will probably be the last thing that I end up doing, so I don't know if that's a good idea. So it is an interesting thought, though.
on the spot,
And
definitely.
when is that again? The dates for
That's
that?
February 2nd through 7th. And I
so you got some
actually
time.
have a very special deal. If anybody does want to go on the trip and mentions WTNB, that they saw this on WTNB, then I have a really awesome discount for you. But you have to mention that you saw us on WTNB.
All right, and hit them
Nice.
with the website and the details one more time.
The website is bodybyhannah.com. And there you're going to find out about the 21-day Operation Strong Challenge and the fitness retreat in Cayman Brock, February 2nd through 7th. And you can also sign up for Body Fit classes on bodybyhannah.com as well.
Nice. So if you have not decided if this is the year to get fit for you,
Oh my God, there's so many resources
there's
for you.
too many resources for you
Yeah.
not to take advantage of this. So I want to thank you both for coming in to the show today.
Thank you,
and
guys.
Thank
you're
you.
welcome back
Fun.
anytime.
I'm so glad I didn't have to wear my spandex.
I had her
Next time.
totally believing that she was going to be the one that was doing the workout.
I did
so
bring my
Well,
stuff.
thanks,
I saw Patty. It was.
I couldn't help myself. Well, thank you again for coming in, and you're welcome back anytime. And we'll try to actually have you come back in beginning of February, just because we're getting close to the Cayman trip
Yeah,
at
sounds
that point.
good.
So we'll have you
Great.
back. So we'll take a quick break, and we have another special guest that will be in the studio with us. We'll take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Thanks.